Good afternoon. Welcome to Mouse Cheers.
Cheers! John, how you doing today?
I'm good. A rare daytime episode.
A rare daytime episode, but you got to throw it in every now and then.
Apropos, talking about Haunted Mansion
Apropos, because here's the thing, John. I get spooked.
Apropos.
Apropos.
Yeah.
I get spooked.
I get,
So we need to do it in the daytime.
agreed. Otherwise, too scary.
Too scary, and we can't be having that.
Yeah.
On a very real note, I don't get spooked. Do you get spooked?
Not really. I get spooked sometimes. Not
There's
really.
a difference between being spooked, like in the moment, and being actually scared. Because, I'm a horror movie fan. Do I watch them and get scared? No, I don't. But if you're in that kind of atmosphere where you're with friends or people that actively want to be scared and the atmosphere in the room is like that, you get spooked.
It's like that with anything,
It's like that with anything.
comedy or anything.
And I think
like
we've
that.
talked about this before. This sounds very familiar as I'm saying it.
Yeah, but that's okay. But there are horror movies, or I've watched channels dissecting scary scenes and stuff, and while I watch them, I'm like, ooh, that's pretty scary.
Hey,
So I want to watch those movies. I want to see those if I want to get scared.
No, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And as far as the actual the idea of what is scary, ghosts. What else is scary?
That's it.
I don't need ghosts.
Ghosts are
And
scary.
As far as the idea, doesn't do much for me. Now, you put me in a haunted house, right? No scares. No scares.
Really?
No scares.
When's the last time you go in haunted houses regularly?
Last time was 3 years ago, maybe.
Oh, see, I stay away from haunted houses because I don't know that I've been in a haunted house as an adult.
Oh,
I've had the chance to go into a haunted house in Salem, Massachusetts, and I didn't.
and don't think I'm being this guy that's like, oh, nothing scares me. I
Yeah.
can walk to a haunted house, no problem. I understand why it's scary, and I 100% expect people to be scared.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. It's scary.
And there's a difference between spooky and scary. 'cause
It's not
spooky
what
doesn't-
I find scary.
Right.
Like if I'm walking down a long hallway and I see a clown at the end of the hallway, it's just that's not what I find scary.
No.
A lot of people that is.
Right.
Now, if I was in a haunted house and I'm in this big open room and then the walls start collapsing and I find out I'm in a giant porta-john, watch how fast I freak out. Watch how fast.
I'll tell you though. That's funny. I'll tell you though. I think what makes a haunted house so scary for people is because they're anticipating jump scares, and jump scares are so cheap.
They're cheap. They're cheap.
But I
No.
don't enjoy it. It's not fun.
No.
Not
I
for
mean,
me.
No, and at the end of the day,
Did I told you I got a jump scare from Haunted Mansion one time from the in our
Oh,
last
yeah.
episode?
Well,
I said-
sometimes you're caught off guard and
Yeah,
all this. And so, perfect segue into this. So this is the part 2
yeah.
of our first Haunted Mansion. So we really talked about the ride for part 1. And the thing with Haunted Mansion is there's so much more than the ride. It turned into movie adaptations. It turned into games. It turned into all these things.
And a holiday special also.
Turned into a holiday special. Turned into John's Crocs that he's wearing right now.
Oh, you don't see him in the thing. Haunted Mansion Crocs.
Haunted Mansion Crocs.
I love these Crocs. These
He
are
loves
my
these Crocs.
favorite.
He loves these Crocs. I'm not upset about it.
I'm not upset either about it. We had the Hatbox Ghost jar out last episode, and we have it out this episode too. And the Hatbox Ghost has been kind of a character that exists, but is now canon in the movie, the new movie, which
canon.
I thought was cool.
That's canon.
So we got to talk about a couple things now.
I don't know what canon means.
Really?
I don't know what
So
canon
if you it means it's part of the official storyline.
Oh.
So like you got like the MCU, for instance. Those are all like canon with each other because they're in one storyline. But then like those Netflix shows, those were not quite canon. They were like MCU adjacent. Understood?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Learned something new today.
canon. I haven't seen. Have you seen the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie? When did you last see it?
I think last year.
Last year?
Yeah, last Halloween.
I saw it a few years ago. Again, like I had seen it before, and then I saw it a few years ago again.
Yeah, so Blue Jay, get your typing skills ready because
Blue Jay,
we're
get
going
typing.
in.
So this isn't going to be. I don't think this isn't going to be like a scene by scene like we did with like Lion King or anything.
No.
We're just gonna go our thoughts. Overall thoughts on the movies, like what scenes like stuck out to us as good, what scenes stuck out to us as bad, how we feel about kind of each adaptation of it. So it's not going to be like linear like that, and I don't think it needs to be.
It doesn't
we're
need
just
to
talking
be.
about
Because so each special, each movie and whatnot follows the same theme because you're going to see a lot of the same Easter eggs, and then they each have their own story that it follows, but it's the same theme of the Haunted Mansion. Now, what's going to be criticized the most is the story.
I thought he was like, is the Eddie Murphy?
It's the personal story that each one decided to tell.
Yeah.
Now, let me start by saying with the Eddie Murphy version, they went more silly.
Yeah.
And you could tell right from the cast. Eddie Murphy, big Eddie Murphy fan. In a Haunted Mansion movie, though?
Yeah, you're right. But the same could be said in the new one, like Danny DeVito.
Oh, believe me, I have my problems with the new one. And Danny DeVito is number 1, 2, and 3.
Really? Yeah. So the problem I have with the Eddie Murphy one, and it's like I think it's universally agreed that it's not a good movie. I think that, you could see it on Rotten Tomatoes. You could see it like review-wise. It's not good. And, like, I've been waiting to say this.
I want to hear it.
How do you make a successful ride-to-movie adaptation? You look at Pirates of the Caribbean, and that was very successful. Obviously, big part in thanks to, like, Johnny Depp's performance, but also, did it capture the spirit and the feeling you have on the ride?
Absolutely.
Does the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion capture the spirit and feel of the ride?
Absolutely. Not.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think that it's not that difficult of a formula to crack. You know what I mean?
No, and I completely agree. And it all comes down to the source material. It's already there.
There's a story there, the bride, and they play with that a little bit in the Eddie Murphy. It's not that. It's almost like. They're like, we're going to tell this story of a realtor who's too busy to be with his family, and then we go to this house, and then there's a bride on the ride. Let's do something there, and it's not the same. It's not like it.
When it comes down to that particular movie, with the Easter eggs of the ride in it, they were lackluster at best.
Right.
Let me throw some examples at you. Okay.
The acapella statues.
The acapella statues. Those, they were...
They're thrown in there so that you can go,
thrown
but it's
in,
real stupid.
Exactly, thrown in there so you can say, oh, yeah, there they are. But it was done in a completely silly way. I would have much rather have had just a quick, like, in the graveyard and in the backyard, you see the heads and be like, oh,
right.
There it is.
Right,
yep.
Right.
Then they were actual characters that like they took with them,
and they're just
at the end of the story.
It's so odd. And it's like they like sing a cappella, like Grim Grinning Ghosts a cappella. And it just like completely makes no real sense.
It's on the nose.
It's on the nose.
It's on the nose.
It doesn't. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
and it's just there for like the fan service.
No, absolutely. And they did the same thing with Madame Leota. She was very much she started off that mysterious lady in the ball and whatnot.
Right.
But then she was that comedy like kind of person where it's like they're holding the ball and she's like,
Yeah.
we probably shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was too silly.
Yeah.
From the start.
Now do they meet up with Madame Leota in the new one? I'm just kidding, Blue Jay. I know they do. I know that. Anyway, yeah.
Can I just say with the cast really quick? We mentioned Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
The children.
Dude, the child afraid of like a spider at the beginning that had to conquer his fear of spiders. And then in the new one where the kid's like underground and he sees a spider, I'm like, oh, no, don't do it. They didn't. But
Yeah. No. These are the same children. These are typecast children. Because these are the same children in the two movies, Are We There Yet? And Are We Done Yet?
Are you serious?
Starring Ice-T. No, sorry, I'm starring Ice Cube.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So these are the children that are very much we're on a road trip with our silly dad.
Yeah. Oh.
Hijinks and whatnot.
Okay.
They're those kids.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no. I will say the butler in the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion gives me, a laugh.
There's always my way.
No, okay, so no, not that guy.
Okay, good.
The one, no, sorry, I forgot about that guy. No, not that guy. No, the guy who's like, who was her? He like speaks like a ghost. That guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not the butler. He's the butler, or is he the owner?
Wasn't he the ghost host?
The ghost host.
And then the other guy is the butler, and then he has a maid or whatever with him.
Yeah. I didn't like them.
No.
Yeah. So
that was bothersome.
So I think the biggest problem with the Eddie Murphy one is they made their own plot versus the story that's available in the source material, and they didn't capture the feeling of the ride.
They didn't.
You ride the ride 100 times if you're going to make the movie, and feel what you feel and capture that essence in the script.
Yep, absolutely.
Otherwise, don't do it.
And the only thing I can say is that as a Disney movie, you have to make it child friendly. But this doesn't need to be a rated R horror movie.
I will tell you. There's a difference between spooky and scary. You can be successful and still make it appropriate for families. This new Haunted Mansion movie, first of all, had more spook than I thought it would. Mm-hmm. More like images like that might be unsettling to younger viewers, mm-hmm. And overall like kind of succeeded in like making it like spooky but also family friendly. Let me ask you, overall, what did you think of the new movie?
It was okay.
I agree. Just okay. When I compare it side by side to Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion, it's a masterpiece.
I would watch the new version over that any day.
Yeah.
But I have some big chief complaints with the new one that I don't have with the Eddie Murphy one.
Yeah. Such as?
One of the bigger ones is it's overly long.
How long is it?
Dude, it's like it's over 2 hours, isn't it?
I watched it in 2 sittings. I watched like half of it, and then I watched the other half of it.
You were probably sitting there for a while.
I think it's about 2 hours and like 8 minutes or something.
Okay, hang on. Haunted Mansion. It is 2 hours, 3 minutes. It's
close.
Overly long. And then the Eddie Murphy one is an hour and a half.
Yeah, but yeah. How long is the Muppets one? Like 25 minutes?
It is,
I think
52 minutes.
52 minutes?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's a little.
For what it is.
Did you see the Muppets one?
Yes, I did.
I think that's the best version of Haunted Mansion anything we've gotten so far.
And
you don't love the Muppets.
Here's this. I don't love the Muppets.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't think it was too Muppet heavy.
It wasn't too Muppet heavy. John Stamos showed up for a strange moment.
But that's fun in the Muppets, like some random celebrity cameo.
Yeah.
That's what the Muppets, that's what happens.
I thought as far as the ride itself, it
Yeah.
was the most true.
They
to
literally just walk through it step by step,
Yeah.
and I enjoy that.
And you know what? I appreciated the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And it followed Gonzo, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And it was enjoyable. Did I watch it again this year? I did not.
I didn't either.
I did not.
But I would. Like, I would watch it again.
I would under the correct circumstances. This is not a traditional thing for me, though. Every couple years when I'm like, oh, I kind of like completely forgot about it. Let me rewatch. Kind of situation.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what it was, though, and I appreciated that it got the Haunted Mansion got a little bit more recognition in the way it deserves.
Yeah. I will tell you, after seeing the Eddie Murphy one, I knew that there was serious potential. Then, like, the Muppets one came out, I'm like, okay, cool, but they need a new movie. And then they did, and I was really, really excited because I'm like, this is their chance to do something real special.
I was never overly excited.
No.
From the start.
Well, it's because you've been burned before, and you just felt like
I've been burned before.
Yeah.
Now, I'm no stranger to being that person that's like, I'm not going to like this, and then I love it. Because, oh boy, do I fall victim to that.
Mm-hmm.
But right from the start, I looked at the cast, and I go, I know exactly what kind of movie this is going to be. Owen Wilson. Is that Leslie Odom Jr. in it? Is that who that is?
No. That's not Leslie Odom.
What am I thinking about then?
He was in Glass Onion.
He was in Glass Onion. Wasn't he also in The Exorcist? He was in something recently.
I don't know. But that guy, I'm sorry, that lead guy, I don't know if you want to check his name.
Yeah.
That lead guy is very good in that movie, I feel.
Hold up.
Mm-hmm. What are you typing?
Lakeith Stanfield?
That's the guy who's in the star of Haunted Mansion?
Yes.
Yeah, he's very good in that movie, in my opinion.
Let me read off the cast. Let me not read off the cast because some names I can't pronounce. But let me read off some of the names I can pronounce.
Okay.
Owen Wilson.
Listen. Now, you're not watching Loki, right?
No, I'm not watching Loki.
Loki season 2 just ended, and Owen Wilson is in that.
I don't care.
And what's your opinion on Owen Wilson?
He's a middle of the road, middle tier comedy actor.
Oh no, I think he's so pleasant to watch. I love watching him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen You, Me, and Dupree?
Yes.
Awful.
Yeah. Well, everybody's been in a bad movie, but. Yeah, it's not a good movie, but Owen Wilson brings a charm to his characters that I enjoy watching, and I thought he was very good in Haunted Mansion.
He did have some good lines.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about from the start when I saw the list. When I saw Owen Wilson, I was like, oh, okay. I know exactly what this is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have some good lines? Yes. Did he have some good moments? Yes. I'll give it to him. Okay. He was also in Inherent Vice. And
right. But again,
you know how we feel about that movie.
Again, yeah.
Let me continue.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
The only good thing Danny DeVito has done,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to say he did a fair job with directing Matilda,
mm-hmm.
But not a great job. The only really good thing he was in was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Nest. Okay,
Nest.
I thought Andrew from Mousetrap was going to say Hercules, voicing Phil. Oh, there it is. So he's done two good things. So yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but he was also like in Twins with like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I hate Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well,
you think I watched Twins? Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, more like, no, not Twins, more like twin and gonna watch something else.
Yeah. Andrew.
Yes.
You can't say the only thing he's been good at is the only things I've seen him in. That means he's pretty good.
Let me list off his. No,
he was in Jumanji, the second Jumanji, also recently. He's all right.
Well, there we go. Let's talk about him for a moment. Hated Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I didn't watch that.
Hated it. I hated his penguin in Batman Returns.
Really?
I did.
Why?
Because it's not Cobblepot. It's
Yeah,
not
but
the character.
Yeah, but it's. Do you hate that iteration of the character? But what about his performance?
It was a fine performance.
I think it was a good performance.
He was in a bunch of things I've never heard of. Hercules killed it.
Damn right.
Killed it. He was in. I actually didn't see Man on the Moon. Was he good in Man on the Moon?
You didn't see Man on the Moon?
No, it's not streaming anywhere. I've been wanting to see it for a while.
Buy it.
No, because what if I don't like it?
You'll like it. It's Jim Carrey.
I do like Jim Carrey.
Buy it. Can't be that expensive digitally. It's probably like $12 or something.
It can't be.
Anyway.
Matilda. Oh, he was in Taxi. That's probably why he's on Man on the Moon, right? He was in Taxi. He was a character in Taxi.
Yes.
So in Man on the Moon, he plays his character in
No.
Taxi.
Negative.
No.
Oddly enough, he's not in the taxi scenes.
Oh.
It's weird. He plays his manager, who ends up getting him a gig on Taxi.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He has a very large, what's it called, a discography?
Filmography. Discography would be like a band.
Filmography.
I will say, for like
Dumbo.
respect the actor who's been in like 100 films, please.
You're respected.
All right. You know, I used to think that of like Robert De Niro. Then I started watching a lot of like the older movies, like I watched not old, but The Irishman. And then I started Casino, and he's in Goodfellas and stuff. And I'm like, oh, he's an excellent actor. I'm like, like my dumb ass grew up like, well, Meet the Parents, and like, he's in Bad Grandpa. And, he's in all these new movies. He was good in like Silver Linings and all that, but like it's easy to just say like, oh, Robert De Niro is like for like the younger people, but he's an excellent actor.
All right,
he's the caliber who he could be your favorite actor. You know
what? You're right. Let me give DeVito a little respect here.
A little respect. I'm not putting him in the category of De Niro. I'm just saying.
John just said
just
Danny
a little
DeVito is at the same caliber.
Did not.
Of Robert De Niro. I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Sunny in Philadelphia, whatever that show's called. Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's Always Sunny.
That's it. I hate It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia so much. I hate him. That's where my hate is coming from.
Okay, understood.
And don't give me this, oh, it's so funny, try watching it, like watch a couple seasons. Oh, I've tried.
Yeah?
Because people in my life
I've never tried.
love that show and have made me watch it. Paul's brother, Dominic, he's a big one. He got me going for a little while on that. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's funny. Anyway, so that's where the hatred.
So he bothered you in Haunted Mansion because you just don't like him because he's in something else that you don't like.
Something else that I hate. Yes.
I didn't think he was necessarily bad in Haunted Mansion.
I don't think his character was needed at all.
I don't think so really either. So let me just say, what about woman from Halloween?
Jamie Lee
Curtis. What did you think of her performance?
I mean,
as Madame Leota.
Let me also say she did a fair Madame Leota.
Yeah,
she did.
I agree.
I am also not the biggest Jamie Lee Curtis fan.
Nor am I.
She did a fair job.
Yeah.
One more, just as far as the cast goes.
Was that Rosario Dawson? Was that her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I like her.
I like her too.
Yeah.
I like her too. She did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
One more person as far as the cast goes that I just want to note,
mm-hmm.
and then we can move on from the topic of the cast if you wish. But Jared Leto.
As the Hatbox goes?
As the Hatbox goes.
He was unrecognizable.
He was unrecognizable, yes, but you're looking at it through the eyes of Andrew from Mouse Cheers before the movie came out when you're just looking at the cast list. Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a gamble.
It was a gamble. Now it's just off the rails.
Yeah.
When Dallas Buyers Club came out, he astounded me. I thought his performance was next level. I thought he deserved the Oscar. He won the Oscar, and well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Everything after that, I've hated.
Mm-hmm.
I've hated.
And you know what's funny? It's crazy that he's become like a household hated name because, like, I think Morbius put him over the edge in terms of household hated name.
Yeah.
Or Morpheus?
No, it was Morbius.
Okay. So.
And
Yeah.
then his Joker and Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and then that movie with Lady Gaga.
Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
What's that movie
House
called?
of Gucci.
Oh, House of Gucci.
Don't even get me started on House of Gucci.
Didn't he win a Razzie for that or get nominated?
That stole the Razzies that year. That stole the Razzies.
Swept
This
him
is
up.
a man that has a Razzie and an Oscar.
Yeah. Yep.
Which one am I listening to more? I'm listening to that Razzie more.
Well, yeah, because recently it's like he had a good stretch. He was in the Requiem for a Dream.
I hated Requiem for a Dream too.
Love Requiem for a Dream.
This is not the kind of movie that I want to sit down and watch. It's too devastating.
Right, but that's fine. But it's probably a once and done movie.
Yeah.
But it's effective.
Oh God, yeah, it is. So
makes you not want to go near that. Drug world.
I'm not. Makes me not want to go near that movie.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
I thought Jared Leto did a good job in Haunted Mansion.
Why? Because he was unrecognizable?
Yeah. It could have been anybody.
It was CGI. That's why you didn't know it was him. But the
could have been
second you
anybody.
saw his stupid face.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
It could have been anybody, but I mean, it was fine. Like at one point, I'm like, I thought Jared Leto was the Hatbox Ghost. I'm like, I don't really recognize this, and it could have been anybody.
Okay. Well, there we go.
That's how I feel. I feel that I appreciate. Okay, here's my overall thought on the new movie. When I dig into it, I think that I appreciate the plot. How, somebody visits the house. When they leave, what happens? A ghost will follow you home.
I did enjoy that.
They're not on the nose with it. It's part of the plot. That's what drives people back. I also like the fact that they went into that room to a point that it was a little on the nose. It almost seemed like, in this section of the movie we got to throw everything at them, like everything from the ride at them.
Yeah, I felt
when they were
nosed.
in that. Yeah, when they were in the no windows, no doors room, and it was just stretching and all that stuff.
I felt nosed.
Little nosed there, but I did appreciate some of the more subtle things, and I appreciated the plot. I think that the third act wrapped up a bit cheap and fast, with like the army of ghosts chasing Owen Wilson, and then Owen Wilson just be like, "Hey guys, hold on, this has been a diversion. He's the real bad guy. Let's stand up against him." And in like 30 seconds, like the ghost warriors are on his side, and it wraps up a little too chaotically fast for me. Mm-hmm. So generally, I think the first half of the movie teeters on a little bit boring, and I think it picks up a little bit, gets a little on the nose. Overall, I liked it fine. I think I liked it maybe a little more than you did, but I think okay. In my final summary, I think it tried to capture the spirit of the ride. I think that in a lot of times it did succeed. But I think a better writer tightening up the writing a little bit would have made it a lot more enjoyable.
I couldn't help but agree.
Maybe trimming 15 minutes off.
That was the only complaint I had with what you said personally, because I agree with how you broke down the movie, but you went from a little on the nose to it wrapped up rather too quickly. There's something in the middle of that.
Yeah.
A little on the nose, then it's kind of irrelevant.
Well, when I say wrapped up too quickly, I mean it was poor writing. I think it needed better writing to wrap that up better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just mean, like, as far as the writing, like, if they got rid of the part in the middle of those two on the nose and wrapping up, there's
Right.
something in the middle. Get rid of that. We don't need it. It's irrelevant.
Right.
It makes the movie longer than it needs
Yeah.
to be. And that's when you feel that, oh, you feel yourself looking down at your watch.
Right.
You know, in those moments.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I like that there was like 999 souls that were taken, and the Hatbox Ghost won't rest until he gets that 1,000th soul. And of the people there, needed one that was willing. Like, I liked that whole plot. I liked it.
Yeah.
And then whenever they left the mansion, like, the ghost was with them and stuff.
What did you think of the psychic?
The psychic was fine. I think that the seance portion, when our main character was thrusted into the ghost realm, was one of the better scenes in the movie. When you first see the Hatbox Ghost, I thought that was pretty terrific. Mm-hmm. And you see like some homages to the ride that are not too on the nose, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I was fine with her. Here's the thing. They went spooky in a lot of spots, but they did go, and we're not talking Eddie Murphy silly, but they did go a little silly, which I guess you can take and get, you know, like I can be lenient with that, personally lenient with that, knowing that it's supposed to also be a family-friendly movie. Mm-hmm. But sometimes some points happened where I'm like, that's not really the spirit of the ride, you know?
You know what I want?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want?
What?
I've never said this before. I want a Disney category that's rated R. All right? Or not for kids.
Right.
And I want to see a nice haunted mansion. Make it spooky. Make it a little spooky. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. You have my permission. I also want to see other projects, though, because one of my biggest grievances... I won't even go there because what I'm going to say next has nothing to do with that. So, I'd also love to see a nice, long, dramatic movie of Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, yeah? It was supposed to be originally.
I know, and I want to see it.
We could do an episode on Emperor's New Groove and talk about what we would do and, you know, what you want. I think there's something there.
There's something
we
there
could talk about.
I definitely want to talk about that because ever since I knew that was once an idea thrown out, I've loved it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Emperor's New Groove. Save for another day. Put it in the books.
In the books.
We will talk about it, but... I do love that idea, but Disney will never do that because Disney needs to first and foremost cater to an audience that includes kids. Yep, and I respect that.
But it can be done. It can be done.
It
the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were very successful.
Absolutely.
First one in particular I'm talking about.
It went downhill after 3. I didn't care for 3 and on.
Yeah. But you know, it can be done, and it has been done. So I think, you know, and I think Haunted Mansion did come close. I just think that it didn't have the best. It didn't have horrible writing. It just didn't. I think it could have been tweaked a little better, trimmed a little more. Because I do think like some of the characters were very enjoyable. I think it was well acted by the leads. I even like, you know, he lost his wife, and through the course of the movie, he's slowly, you know, coming to terms and like. You know, kind of starting to fall in love again and all that stuff. I love the ending with the homage to the ballroom scene and basically there's one shot that's just like, wow, that looks just like a shot from the ride.
Yeah, it is
awesome.
the ride. Yeah, I did enjoy that. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be another adaptation?
I don't think anytime soon. No, because we got our holiday special and we have the 2023 movie. I don't think so. I don't think so. I know that a Twilight Zone Tower Terror movie is going to be in the works.
You know, and I don't hate that either because I'm a Twilight. You like the Twilight Zone?
Oh yeah,
I'm a Twilight Zone fan.
Yeah,
and though I hate, everyone knows my feelings on the Tower of Terror. there's nothing I love more than the theming of it.
Yeah.
Because I truly do love it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I love it so much I would be hurt because in Disneyland it's Guardians of the Galaxy themed. I would be hurt if they moved that theming to Disney World because it's so perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to give me something MCU themed, make another land. Okay, make that do what you did with Star Wars, but with the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start taking
no
things I love and turning it into Guardians of the Galaxy.
At least they took Ellen's Energy Adventure and turned it into Guardians.
And I'm fine with that because though I liked Ellen's Energy Adventure, I didn't love it.
Right. It was also a 45-minute.
It was too
attraction.
long. It was too long of an attraction, but it was incredible as far as when you were in the dinosaur part and like the animatronics and all that. It was a sight to see. There's no question.
Yeah.
But when you're in a Disney theme park, it's something you have to plan around.
Yeah.
Because it does take up a lot of time.
Agreed.
So I wasn't upset with that.
But we digress.
We digress, and honestly, Haunted Mansion is when it comes down to it, all I need is the ride. I can pick at all these movies
the ride,
and whatnot,
the ride and the merch because
the ride and the ride and the merch.
Yeah,
and we have quite a bit of merch.
Yeah,
including the Crocs.
Got the Crocs. I want to make a separate video on these, but I was gonna show Haunted Mansion Afterlife, which is just a game of life, but it's Haunted Mansion.
You know how long it's been since I've played Life? I don't know how to play. It's been that long.
Oh, I love the game of life.
Oh, I don't even remember how to play.
We ought to play this. We ought to play this soon.
Yeah.
I think it's still closed. No, it's not. I don't know if I've played it yet. The Afterlife, though, I think it's clever. So I will do a video on that. But then while I was getting that out, I forgot I have the Haunted Mansion game. That's still closed. This has not been open yet.
Oh yeah, look at that. I wonder what kind of game that is.
Looks kind of awesome.
It does look kind of awesome.
I will make a video on this as well. Yeah, it'll be some shorter videos where we showcase some things.
And since we got you here, follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. If you like our content, it actually goes a long way when you subscribe, follow, comment.
Yeah, because the more subscribers we have, the more it shows up on people's searches that like Disney, that can listen to stuff like this. So subscribe if you like, and thank you.
Yeah, no,
absolutely. What 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, Eddie Murphy, Haunted Mansion.
4.
That's fair.
That's fair,
yeah,
right?
that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Scale 1 to 10, Muppets.
7P5.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was going to say 7.
All right. I was teetering on 7 or 7.5.
Mm-hmm. But I think our heads are in the same spot there.
Yeah.
Respectable number.
New Haunted Mansion.
6.
7. 6? I say 7. So you think it's better than Eddie Murphy, but you don't think it's worlds better than Eddie Murphy.
If you said to me, pick... no, that's not a good question. If you said to me... No, how can I relay what I'm trying to say? I only love the ride. Anything else I tolerate.
Scale 1 to 10. Haunted Mansion ride.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
It's perfect.
Absolutely. And it wasn't my number one, but we all know what happened to Splash Mountain. Rest in peace.
Respect. I think Splash Mountain still exists in the other theme parks. Some of them. I don't know, Tokyo or something. I think it exists.
It's a long plane ride.
It's a long time away.
But ever since the unfortunate passing of Splash Mountain, Haunted Mansion is my new favorite ride. That's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I don't dole out 10 out of 10s.
No.
Because there's always room for improvement.
There is.
But not with Haunted Mansion. Although they are improving it. So I guess I'm wrong.
Because so they are having the Hatbox.
So I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
There's a 9.9.
It's a 9.9, and they're adding the Hatbox,
which is a cool character. So
and
it's like one of those things where I don't mind that they're adding something from that movie.
In fact, I'll even question why they made it without it in the first place.
Because it existed prior. The character existed, and I appreciate some of the efforts that were made in this new movie. I feel like it had serious potential. I don't think it was a total failure.
I mean, in the Florida ride when they were building it.
I know.
Oh, okay.
No, I know.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm just piggybacking off of that, saying like
Then
I
please.
appreciate the movie tried to pull from some of the lore from Haunted Mansion.
Amen to that.
You
Please
know?
continue. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I have no more to say.
Yeah.
On Haunted Mansion. It's a 10 out of 10. I know you will cheers to that.
I absolutely will. Let's cheers.
I'm out.
I'm not.
Cheers!